Hello, it's me, Tech Barcelo, and I am doing a video on the Cihuateteos according to the Florentine Codex, Book 4, Chapter 33. Originally, I thought that was in Book 5 of the Cihuateteos, but I think it was about a few weeks ago, I figured out that it was on Book 4. And I was like, oh yeah, I read this book before. Why did I remember reading about it? But I totally forgot where it was. So anyway, I'm going to start with that. 33rd chapter, in which is mentioned the 19th sign named One Eagle. It is said to be an evil day sign, and he who was born was boastful and brave, daring, fearing nothing and no one. And it is said that the women also were daring, all ill-famed, of evil tongue, shameless and immodest. And it is said that at this time descended the lesser goddesses, which I should say to Cihuateteo, because that's what it says in the text. And they did evil to the small children. Hence, they did not let them go out of the doors, nor did they bathe them at that time. Cihuateteo, one eagle. This Cihuateteo, it is said, was an evil day sign. And at that time descended those named the Cihuateteos. It was said that it was so stated that they were only the youngest ones, only the sisters, who then came down. Nevertheless, the people took great fright because it was said that they were very harmful, furious, hateful, hostile, and merciless, and they could not be resisted. So they made sport of people, as is told in various places and mentioned here and now. None of the small children might go naked. They were carefully watched because at this time they might be violently possessed, their lips twisted and withered, and their eyes crossed and clouded, their noses crooked, etc. And even in the Nahuatl text it says etc., which is the weirdest thing. You're like, okay. And therefore they paid them great honor there in the places that they were awaited, and there in the different Cihuateteo temples. And each neighborhood in the house cluster and their vicinities, reeds were strewn and scattered. Sand was sprinkled on the roads and at street crossings and crossroads, places where roads came together. One who made a vow to them that he would cover and wrap them, adorn their offerings, the paper banners of the Cihuateteos painted and spattered with liquid rubber. There he covered the different images of the Cihuateteos as they were arranged in order. It was at midnight, just at the dividing of the night and at the making of offerings. And then the Nahuatl text, it's middle of the night, not midnight, but in the text, that's what it's in the translation text, that's what it says. And when it ceased, it was midday, and when it was already time to eat. And then midday, you could tell based on where the sun is, literally in the middle during the day. So it's the same way on here. And he who did not cover them only offered and arranged a little drink and food, or white incense, or coarse incense. The youths, the young seasoned warriors, and the masters of the youths, the guardians there in the Cihuateteo temple, who watched and kept vigil for one night, kept the food as a gift, took and appropriated it to themselves. And when silence fell, when at each place there was a cessation of offerings, there forthwith began the libation. Only in each person's home, each person's house was it done. No more did one practice restraint. No more were there in habitations. They made the old men and the old women drink and pour out the wine, the pulque, for them. And there were tearful greetings of one another and animation of one another, etc. And it was said that he who was then born was perverted. If a man, he became a chieftain, a man at arms, defiant, evil, and daring. Only his exploits, his chieftain, did he realize and make public. He considered that no one rejected him. He pretended to excel others. He respected no one. He wished others destroyed. He despised others. He became presumptuous. And then, being of ungovernable tongue, he interrupted people and belittled the words of others, and scoffed and grumbled at them. He rose up in rage. He constantly shook his head. He interfered in other affairs. He pretended to know all. He praised himself. He pretended that he spoke well and truthfully. He would not be outdone in talk. He was villainous. He was flatterous. He pretended to be virtuous, but to see no virtue in others. He belittled others' words. He contradicted, denied, and twisted his own words. All his works, all corresponded to him. He mirrored all. All indeed became him. Vices, drunkenness, I guess the word you would look for is iwithically for that word, and corruption. And sometimes, if it became neglectful, he was captured and imprisoned or died in battle, etc. It was just the same as if he were a woman. She was truly of evil tongue, vile mouth, inhuman in speech, big mouth and biting words. Her great joy, her great pleasure was evil speaking. She was one who bitterly vituperated others and who insulted and affronted them. Like a dog, she let no one head her off or trap her. If someone approached her once, she quickly sprang on and clung to her. She griped her and scratched, clawed, tore, and hacked her face. She divested and stripped her face. She pricked, beat, smashed, and struck it. She smashed and banged her head. It was as if she shattered the gray-haired head. She tore out, plucked, pulled, and jerked out her hair. She struck her nose. She bloodied her nose. She struck and broke her teeth. She broke her jaw. She struck her in the face. She tore up her clothes. She rent her clothes into pieces. It says rent, so R-E-N-T. She ripped them into fragments and made bits of them. Each rag she destroyed, she tore her cape and shifted into tatters and disrobed her.